So we can't talk CHH without talking about Lecrae. He's definitely been a topic of either controversy or just confirmation of God doing what God does. Where do you land on? There's some who say that he fell off, or we was talking on the way over here. Like he's always been kind of like not really in. He's just in it for the money. I know he speaks out against, in a cordial, professional way of why that's not true. I've had debates with people like, no, I don't like Lecrae's music anymore. And I'm like, why? Because it changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I when I listen to, all right, if we go to Anomaly, right? One of my favorite. No, it's not. Is it Anomaly? It's Anomaly. It's on Anomaly. There's a song on the album Anomaly, right? And Lecrae goes, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus,
Yep.
to all of my haters, to the ones who think I forgot them, and to the ones who won't let me say it.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
I was like, it don't get more overt than that, bro.
Yeah, that joint hit.
It don't get no. And that's the thing. It's just like when I listen to Lecrae, I've never seen him fall off in his faith. You know what I mean? And I think I hate to say it. I feel like some people like came at him unjustly and unfairly just because they felt like he wasn't rocking with their camp no more, bro.
Oh, that's not even a secret.
Yeah,
that definitely happened. Yeah, I felt the same way, and he's been transparent about stumbling along the way, like we all do. But also, we can't be like, yo, I like KB, but I don't trust Lecrae.
Yeah,
And KB was like, Lecrae is the same dude.
yeah.
So my defense has always been to knock Lecrae and where he's at. You would also have to knock everyone around him, his wife, his kids, his pastors, his leaders. It's not just one man,
Bro. And here's my thing. This is about Lecrae. This is about anybody in Christendom. This is a dumb word, but within Christian culture, who has any sort of platform or clout, right, or platform, or large following, whatever you want to call it, they're living out their sanctification process in front of the spotlight. You know what luxury you and I have to not have that.
Oh, yep.
Like we can do things in our everyday life, and it's not going to end up on Rapzilla. It's not going to.
Ruslan, even though I like Ruslan, shout out to Rus. It's not going to end up on Ruslan's channel.
Yeah, it's not going to end up on. It's not going to end up on Ruslan's channel. It's not going to be the topic of all these Christian content creators and YouTubers or these CHH channels. Like we have the ability to take risk in our own lives, to be cutting edge, to take certain liberties without millions of eyes watching us. Yep. You know what I mean? So anytime somebody makes a decision at that level with that type of platform, there's going to be people who disagree. There's going to be people like, no matter how bold he is with the gospel, there's going to be people who say he's not bold enough.
It's not enough.
It's not overt enough. Nope. It's not unashamed enough. Like I was telling you, I was talking to somebody and he said, well, Lecrae doesn't rap like this other person. So when I listen to this other person, I feel the anointing in the rap. When I listen to Lecrae, I feel nothing. And I said, well, what is your measurement for anointing?
Right.
It's just, I just feel it. So you're limiting the anointing on somebody's life or somebody's ministry based off your personal feeling. And I don't think that's the measurement or the gauge for anointing. And instead of measuring somebody's whether they're a Christian or whether they're saved or whether their ministry is good based off your personal feeling or preference, how about look at the fruit?
Yep.
How about look at the fruit of it? How about look at the testimony of the witnesses around him, of his character, like KB, like Trip, like others in the game.
Yeah. You would have to discredit everything and be like, no, that's fake. KB, he's a real one. Tripley, he's solid, but everyone else is. You can't do that.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, well KB, Trip, Tadash, they're all good, but let's write off let's write off Lecrae. And not for nothing, bro. Like, I don't feel like there's some people that I feel that at this point, especially with the younger generation, have a lot more reach, no pun intended, but that aren't getting the same level of scrutiny as Lecrae, that are doing stuff that are way more questionable.
Yeah. I agree. That's
like
took it
NF. And I hate to say it, like we have NF.
I think I know where you're going with this one.
My guy NF came into the game, right? Came into the game. He's with Flame, and he's singing. He's singing in the background, like,
you can start over.
You can start over. You can start over.
He was in the background,
and then
Andy Mineo.
and then he put Jesus in the background, like, you know, like he, you know, Mansions came out, took off. It was a dope album. I really rocked with NF when he was coming out. I'm like, yo, like, this dude's fire. He's tough. And I'm not saying, and for those listening, I'm not doubting his lyrical capability. Obviously, the dude is talented, and he can probably go bar for bar with anybody within CHH or within, like, secular hip hop, right? Like, the dude is talented, and you know you're talented when you get on somebody like Eminem diss this man real on a track, like, you know, like, you know you're talented if you're on somebody's radar like that, right?
And you know you're talented when you're assigned to a major label and not a little Christian joint from around the way.
Yeah, and my thing is, like, I guess, like, what hurt me from watching NF is that he came in, he marketed himself to youth groups, to churches, grew his following, and then kind of just dipped. And you know, the content of music is really dark. Like, people, like, ask, like, why I don't listen to him, is because, like, I feel like when I listen to NF, I go on this emotional roller coaster.
And people like that for some reason.
Yeah, and they like that. And I get, like, even, like, his new album is called Hope, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, but what am I putting my hope in, bro? Like, what should be the substance of my hope? What should be the aim of my hope? What is the anchor of my hope, as Hebrews would say? You know what I mean? And that has to be Jesus. And I think, like, I think, like, if this were 2010 and, like, he were to make a move like that, like, I kind of wonder, like, yo, would he get the same level of scrutiny?
The
or
gatekeepers would have shot that down. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't hear many people saying it, but sometimes I wonder, like, yo, does NF get a pass because he's white? And I hate to play that card. Like, Like, are we, like, because, like, bro, like, if you think about it, there is very few, and, like, I'm saying this as graciously as possible, there are very few Christian hip hop artists with the fan base and the influence and the impact that NF has.
Yeah, part of it is the machine, right? But to your point, how many collaborations has NF done with anybody in CHH? Even a second Flame collab. 0.
But to his defense, he don't do much collabs with anybody on his albums. It's usually just him.
But we talked about how hip hop, even mainstream, it's a community.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drake. He did features with everybody. He doesn't have to. And when we're all believers, right, and we live by the same matter of fact, we have the same spirit. You can pull a J. Cole and be like, I am not doing features, but even he started doing features with artists who don't even rap like him.
Yeah.
Don't even come from the same context. But there's something to, and I'm gonna just stay by myself. It's not what we promote as a body, right? And here's Lecrae. He got 2 white guys on his label.
Yeah. Yeah, and bro, like, one of the things I think is, like, as a Christian artist, I'm not saying that you have to be, whether you're a musician, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a singer, whether you're a painter, an architect, like, you know, for the architect, you don't make Christian buildings, you make buildings, right? But you should seek to glorify God. In everything that you do, and in creating that building, and creating that art, and creating that drawing with such an excellence that, like, yo, like it means something. It has an impact.
Yeah. It points up.
Yeah,
It's like, man.
it points up. It creates beauty. It creates awe. It reflects the Creator, an awesome God, who created us with such intrinsic detail and intelligent design. I think when I listen to NF's music, I don't feel that. I'm like, yo, like he's talented. It's cool, but it doesn't make me feel close to God. And at the end of the day, like there might be some people and they might feel like it draws them close to God. I know people personally that have been impacted by his music and said it's helped them through dark times. For me personally, like it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, just to be fair, I would land on that. Like I'm not gonna bash the guy, but I feel like there's people like Lecrae. There's others that have been held to a higher standard, and like when they made the switch of like marketing themselves to like a Christian audience, to then trying to go and like do more, like have a more outreach focus than inreach focus, right? They were hit back with like such scrutiny, where like NF was just like,
let him slide. Yeah, he's packing out our churches. My kids like little Spencer likes him, so I'm not, that's his favorite. He's safe, right?
Yeah,
he's a safe artist. He's not Eminem. He's not MJK. So yeah, let's keep him.
Yeah.
Lecrae will lead. His influence will lead you to the baby, but NF, nope. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that we could do a whole podcast on that. Yeah, that's something worth like diving into, because I think there's a lot at play like that, and I think a lot of that comes down to one, personal preferences, and prejudice within our own mindsets, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that like that it's a racist thing, right? But there's something within our minds, or that we're preconceived to see certain people, certain styles as worldly or demonic, and we're so quick to write it off. So like there's like some young guys, Vert Mob, like TJ Carroll, Big Breeze, Scotty Wap, and their style resembles like Little Baby. Their style would very well Wave, Rod Wave, like stuff like that.
Yep.
And it's so easy to like, oh well, they're worldly, like they're this, they're too close to like they're too close to that like that.
Yeah, they're not. It's not safe.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
not.
Think that's the measure. Is it safe? Is it going to lean them towards? And I think I used to have that perspective too. Like, because when you're a Christian CHH artist, you're instantly compared to someone else.
Yeah, and I don't like that, bro.
Compared to Jay-Z, Lecrae's compared.
I don't like that, bro.
We get that, and we earned it because we used to.
It's like a badge of honor that people think like it's a compliment.
Yeah, but you'll never establish your own. And we came in like early 2000s. We came in trying to be the alternative to someone else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna who's the guy? BBJ sounds just like Biggie, and it's like you don't have to be the alternative in a sense. Find your own, create your own lane. I think what we're seeing now, he might sound like a Lil Baby but I think hip hop, like languages, has accents.
Yeah.
So you're gonna sound like the region you're from.
Yeah.
They could care less. I'm not in the booth trying to rap like Baby. Matter of fact, I lived on the same block as Baby.
Yeah.
But I got saved and he didn't. That's why it sounds similar.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening more than KJ52. Let me try to be like Eminem. Let me be the alternative to Eminem. And it's like, that's why he clowns you on the Dear Slim thing, but that's how we thought we had to reach them. We got to sound like who their favorite secular artist is, and then win them to Jesus.
I think the best way and the best thing to do is just to create dope music.
Yep,
And I think, and that's what I think this like generation is doing.
That's what they don't care
and they don't care, and they're doing it unashamed. Like when I think of like artists that I'm really rocking with right now, No Big Deal, John Keith,
the whole
MTM Isaiah. Shout out to my guy Abel, J Monty,
Indie Squad,
bro.
What up, RG?
Right music. That whole squad.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like there's so many dope artists with a unique sound, a unique feel that brings something different to CHH, and you're not sacrificing on quality, you're not sacrificing on sound, you're not sacrificing on lyricism. Actually, I feel like authenticity. Actually,
no
I feel like
they gotta please now.
Yeah. I feel like all those artists that I just mentioned are actually an upgrade from secular artists.